Okay, so this is video attempt 2. Sorry, my brain is kind of all over the place today. It's already 1:40 today, but it doesn't feel that late. The day's kind of flown by. So I just wanted to share a little bit about my experience today. I haven't put myself together at all, so apologies for that. But basically, I wanted to talk about a little bit about the difference between living abroad and traveling abroad. So specifically in my experience as a single person living abroad, not with my partner or a significant other or anything like that. Living abroad and working abroad is very, can be very difficult sometimes. And today I'm struggling a little bit. It definitely comes in waves. Today I'm having a little more homesickness. Today I'm having a little more like, oh man, maybe I should just move home and get my life together and, things like that. It's just been a little hard to focus today. So to be honest, I have not done a lot of traveling. I haven't. It's interesting because people always talk about, I have lived and worked abroad quite a bit now, but I haven't done a lot of traveling. And what I mean by that is like taking like a backpack and going from place to place only for the objective of exploring. That I actually have not done that much of. When I first came to Chile, I traveled before I started classes. I went to Argentina for like a week and Uruguay for a couple days, which was fun. And I've done a lot of like little trips within Chile, both my first time and this time here. But not that much really. Because living and working abroad, it's like literally you move to another place. It'd be like if I'm from Michigan, right? So if I moved to like another state, to Illinois, for example, and I was living and working there, I wouldn't have a lot of time to travel to other states, right, that are further away. Which happens a lot for people that work in the US. You don't have a lot of time. You have to wait for your vacation. It's the same concept here. I have to wait until I have vacation days or a long weekend to be able to explore other parts of the country because it's so far away. And I also have to be very, very careful about how much I spend, which is really difficult. So, yeah. That's kind of what's going through my head today is living and working abroad is very different than traveling. And today is one of the more difficult days where I'm just, for whatever reason, I struggle with anxiety and depression. I have in the past. So today I just have a little more anxiety about, oh man, like I want to stay here for a longer trip, right? I want to stay here for a whole next year, but I have anxiety about, am I going to run out of money? Am I going to be able to do any extra traveling at all? Or am I going to be able to make the most of my experience? Am I doing the right thing? Am I where I should be? Is teaching for me? Teaching is really hard for me. Teaching is very, very hard. Full transparency. Teaching is very hard for me. It definitely wears me out a lot more than it does other people, I think. And I enjoy it. I enjoy teaching. All teaching, no, but I definitely enjoy teaching with like a little bit older ages. I really enjoy the methodology of this company specifically. But it's still very hard for me. It's very hard for me to do planning, very hard for me to stay focused, very hard for me to have energy. And I think part of that is because of my personality type, and part of that is the environment I'm in up here as well. And so today is just one of those days where I'm trying to plan and I keep getting distracted and keep having that feeling of like, maybe I should just go home and get my life together, and figure out something else. Maybe this is too difficult for me. Maybe I don't have enough money to stay here for the next year, I don't know, just all these fears, and anxieties. So, yeah, living and working abroad and traveling, I mean, all of those options take some sort of risk, right? And my personality is definitely not one to, um, like, I don't avoid risks, but I'm not one to jump into a risk either. I'm kind of in the middle, I guess. Like, this is just not my personality type. I'm not like, yeah, let's take risks, but I'm not like, whoa, like any risk at all. I don't avoid it either, you know? I'm very much like, okay, do I want to take this risk or not, you know? And sometimes I can, and other times it makes me more anxious. And traveling and working and living abroad is definitely something that requires you to take risks more often, right? Um, so yeah, so that's something that I'm thinking about today, and I'm just feeling some more anxiety about, um, and whatnot. Um, so yeah, I'm just trying to reassess a little bit, refocus, take a little break to refresh my mind, write some things out, and get back to it. But it can be difficult some days when you just have that feeling of you just want to quit, you know, or you just want to give in. It's definitely, I mean, I feel like this feeling you get in a lot of different aspects in life. Most people have days where they just don't want to continue, and it's really hard to keep going, but you just have to tell yourself to keep going, you know, and keep moving forward and to push through it. And that's definitely a day that I'm having today. Is where part of me is just like, I just want to go home to my family. I just want to figure my life out and I don't know, settle down, you know, and just do that at home. And that's definitely not how I feel every single day. But today is one of those days, and it's just a little harder, so I'm trying to push through it. But I just wanted to be very transparent that living and working abroad is definitely not like, I think people get this idea that it's like so cool and so wonderful and so adventurous and whatnot. And that's not the truth. Traveling in general is more adventurous than living and working abroad. And even then, there's a lot of good and bad points, you know. Even with traveling on shorter trips, you can, you know, you get anxiety, you might get lost, things don't go as planned, and that's okay, and you just have to figure out how to deal with that. So yeah, I just wanted to be very transparent about that, that sometimes living and working abroad specifically is not as adventurous as people think it is. Not to say it can't be. For some people it is, but for me it's not, because A, my personality style, I think, and B, just some of the things that I struggle with specifically with my job. My job makes me more tired, and the fact that I struggle with anxiety and depression a little bit more. So yeah. Any more questions or comments or anything like that, just let me know. I still, regardless, English teachers still make mistakes. I still highly, highly, highly recommend any traveling and or living or working abroad experiences that you can do, because I still think that it's worth trying it, and it's a huge growth experience. And if you don't like it, you can always go home and quit, you know. I think that it's definitely worth trying, for anyone that is interested in that. And I am very willing to give tips and advice on what I've learned. I'm definitely not an expert in it by any means, but I do. I have gotten a little bit of experience on how to maneuver that. So yeah. So any tips, let me know. But any questions, comments about anything about this video, about anything in general, just let me know. So yeah, I thought of another idea for a video about some weird food things that I've discovered in Chile, so I will probably do something short on that tomorrow. But yeah. Anyways, love you guys, miss you guys so much, and get at me with questions, comments, anything. I want to talk to you guys. Love you. Bye.